Hey peeps, it's me and I'm doing my April things video. I'm also doing my haul here because, well, here is the only book I got in April. There's no point in doing a full video of this on its own. Yes, Claws. I picked up Claws because I read Teeth at the start of April and I wanted to finish the duology. This is great. Go and watch my wrap up if you want to know what it's about. There you go. I did also get a couple of interesting things from the Amazon Prime lending library, where you can borrow 10 things at a time and then there's loads of stuff. I picked up Sweet Pea by whoever it's by because everyone seems to be going on about it loads. So that's on my Kindle to read in the next 1,000 years when I get to it. I'm interested. And I also got Slay in Your Lane from the lending library because it's something that I've been interested in a while. It's basically about being black and British and female, so that'll be interesting. I feel like a lot of the black voices we hear in books that are popular, a lot of the time it's from an American point of view, so I think this will be interesting. So now into some other April stuff. First of all, I did a little bit of painting. I'm not good at painting, let me just throw that out there, but I did do this one. I was just sat in my garden and had these paint pen things. It's not great, it's not horrific. It was kind of fun to just sit there and paint and, you know, there it is. It's alright. It was enjoyable, it was really chill. Sat there quite near the end of the day. It was like almost sundown and it was really warm but nice because it was nearly the end of the day. Super chill. And I also have this colouring, well, painting book. You know how you get them adult colouring books? This one is one with watercolour paper and the paper's like super thick. So I did a few in here. I mean, again, I'm not good at painting, but it's just something to chill to do. I was just doing this while I was watching stuff on the computer. There's another one, and I did another one. There you go. Something I'm a lot better at than painting is taking photos of bands. So in April I got this. Oh, look how fancy it looks. You probably can't tell how fancy this is, but like the cover is this thick because it's made of acrylic, so this is how thick the cover is. Ooh. But basically I got a voucher to product test this, so it cost me 19p, which is a bonus. I've product tested for the company before. I'm not going to say it on here because it's not like a sponsorship or ad or anything. It's just to give it a go and then to write on Instagram what I liked about it. So I'm just going to throw out some I'm just going to show you some bits. This is so awkward trying to hold this. Oh look, some pictures. Oh look, go a bit quicker. Nobody cares, nobody cares. But yeah, so that's a thing. Good times. I always like getting stuff that doesn't cost anything, or 19p, that's acceptable. To give you an idea of how much this cost, I got a £100 voucher and this cost me 19p, so it was £100, 19p to get this. Next, I want to shout out Jo Annotations for just being the most awesome creator on here, because every week in April she did a quiz on Friday and it was just such a fun time. I missed the first one, but I went back and did it on my own, in my own time. But there was books, movies, music, and films. No, movies and films are the same thing. TV. Books, films, TV and music. And it was a fun time. And I very much appreciated having something to do on a Friday at 9 o'clock or whatever time it was on. So yes, Jo Annotations, if you don't follow her, go and check out her channel and follow her. She's a booktuber. All that. Next up, a couple of musical things. So if you've seen some of these videos before of my things videos or used to be favourites, I listen to a lot of music, a lot of random music, because normally if I have music on it's on shuffle, so it's just like all sorts of whatevers. But in April I specifically sought out Dead, who are a band that don't exist anymore, but for some reason I just had their songs in my head and I needed to go listen to them, so I listened to a bunch of Dead in April. And I also did the same with Years and Years. I was just in a mood, I was like, I really need to listen to that Years and Years song, and then I did another one and another one. So yes, two bands that I decided to listen to rather than that came on random, on shuffle. This next section is recent gay films because I had a little bit of a binge of 5 recent gay films, so I'm going to talk about all of them. So first of all, I rewatched Just Friends, which is Dutch. I have it on DVD. I rewatched it, it's a fun time. It's just, I mean, it's two guys and then they like each other and then they get in a relationship. It's not deep, it's just like a romance, I don't know, comedy. It's not really a comedy, but you know, it's just that in it. But it's a good film, and also this film is the reason that I always fan cast Yosha Skłodowski as Ronan from the Raven Cycle. It's a fact, fight me, he is. Next I watched I Am Jonas, which is French, and this one's on Netflix, in England at least. This is a kind of mystery. It's told when he's 15, the main character, and also like 18 years later when he's older and something happened in his childhood, and when he's older his life's a bit shit and he kind of goes around looking for trouble, and it was really interesting and I wasn't expecting where it went. So it's kind of like the coming of age, two boys liking each other, and a mystery mixed into one, because that's what the 15-year-old was, him and a new boy at school, what you'd normally see in these sort of films, mixed in with the what happened then that's made him like this now. So it was actually really interesting and I very much enjoyed it. Also, sometimes it's called Boys, but I think they might have changed it to I Am Jonas because there's already a gay film called Boys. Maybe that's why they changed it. Sometimes it's called Jonas on its own. It has loads of names, but that's what it is. It was very, very interesting and good. Next I watched Giant Little Ones, which is English but it's Canadian, and this one is like a gay film without it actually being gay, which is interesting. So basically these two boys at a party have a little fumble and one of them spreads the rumour and tells everybody else, so the other one gets all this hate and like, oh, calling him gay and getting beaten up, and but he's not gay. So it's like the reverse of what you would normally see in these films, but it was really good. I had no idea what it was about going in, but I very much enjoyed it, and I thought it was really interesting the way that the story went. This whole, oh look, this guy, like his parents going, oh yeah, you can be gay, and it's like, bro, I'm not gay. Someone's just said I am and it's not a fact. So yes, very interesting. Next I watched Consequences, which is Slovenian, and this one is not for the faint-hearted. So this is, it's about a kid that's just a troublemaker, and he goes to this, like a school, you know, when you have to live there and do all your schoolwork in the week, and then the weekend you're allowed to go home, that kind of thing, for bad kids. And this film, it has loads of like bullying, beating people up for no reason, demanding money off people, drugs, alcohol, all that business, but also him and the main guy of this gang that he's trying to get into have this very homoerotic thing going on, which again I found very interesting, because I mean all these gangs out here are trying to pretend that they're all macho and that, but how gay is it to just go around with a bunch of guys all the time, getting all hot and sweaty together, fighting and that? Quite gay. And this film proves it. But like I say, not for the faint-hearted. The end is not nice, so if you want a happy ever after, don't watch Consequences. But if you want a really gritty film that's interesting and harsh and a different play on this whole gay coming of age, then check it out. And then the last one, a lot of people probably have watched, I just haven't jumped on the hype yet, and that's Handsome Devil. Again, it's on Netflix. This one is English but it's Irish, so a nice little array of different places here in these 5 films. This one is these two kids that are at boarding school, and it's just basically about friendship instead of about relationship, which again is something that you don't see a lot in gay films. Normally, if two gay characters are there, they get together, but in this one they don't, they're friends and they just accept each other. And then it's about this one of them that's very much into rugby and, you know, that sort of lad, and he don't want people to know he's gay or to put him into that category, but he also likes music, and it's a nice film. I enjoyed it. Check it out if you have Netflix. And thus ends my little film tirade. But also not really, because I'm going to talk about a couple more films. The next one I'm going to talk about is Aladdin, the live musical. It's not a musical, it is. I wasn't saying that wrong, it is a musical. That counts. So I got this 7-day free Disney Plus thing. Turns out I don't give a fuck about Disney, because nothing there really caught my fancy. I was like, I literally scrolled through all the TV shows and all the films from A to Z, and I was like, I think I put like 8 things on my watch list. I watched a little bit of Runaways, got bored. I did rewatch Robin Hood, which is a great film. That's one of my fave Disney films. I was never a princess loving Disney person. My faves were Robin Hood Aladdin and The Sword in the Stone. I rewatched Robin Hood, and Aladdin I watched the live version, and I actually pretty much liked it. I was a little bit iffy when I saw the trailer. I was like, not sure about this. Jafar, I'm not gonna lie, Jafar was like the worst bit of it because that guy was too young, it wasn't pointy enough. It's just not Jafar, but the rest of it was pretty decent. I liked the way Will Smith did the genie because nobody can pretend to be Robin Williams. You have to be yourself, and it worked, and I enjoyed that. So yeah, I really enjoyed the film. The ending was quite different to the normal one. There wasn't as much weird magical fighty bit as the cartoon, the original, but I was definitely singing along to Prince Ali, Fabulous He, Ali Baba, so that's all we need. Next, I'm going to talk about What the Fuck Down. So, if you're not in the know, What the Fuck is the Belgian version of the Norwegian show Scam. So, obviously they do their normal What the Fuck type of series, and the whole point of this whole Scam, What the Fuck, Druk things is that they put the clips out at the same time it would be happening in real life, so it's like you're watching people's lives properly. If they put a clip out at night, it'll be like them having a party, or in the morning, and at the end of the week they put all the clips together and that's one episode. And then you get text messages and Instagram, all that business. But they did this very clever thing in April, and that is What the Fuck Down. So all of the characters are all talking to each other over Zoom or some sort of messenger, and it's just such a good idea. So they're all still in character, they're all talking about what's happened in the series, but they're also talking about this whole lockdown coronavirus thing, and it's just such a genius idea to make this a part of it, because it just puts the characters in the real world even more, and it's great, and it's something to look forward to every single day, because there's a clip every single day of some of the characters having a chat, and it moves the story along, and it talks about what's happening in real life, and it's just a great time. And then last but not least, this is a random one that you'll probably don't even know about, but in April, my little guy, Finky, actually started growing his hair back. Yay! You're all like, what the fuck are you on about? So basically, one of my cats, Finky, is the littlest one, is a little shrew. Cats are very sensitive, and a bunch of stuff happened all at the same time, around Christmas time probably. Somebody else started living here. He got shut out of a room that he liked going in. His table was moved because we used it to have Christmas dinner on, and moved it out of the way of where he normally eats. And cats are very routine based, and if you change their routine and change stuff too much, it makes them go, what the fuck? And then they get alopecia and all their hair falls out. And this is what happened to Finky, bless him. I don't even know if I've got any videos or pictures of him looking like an absolute mess, because I was like, why would I take pictures of him looking like an absolute mess? But if I do, I'll insert it here. So basically, he had his fluff on his head and his legs, but all of his belly and all of his sides and back and down his tail were all pretty much hairless because he'd alopecia'd himself up. But he did slowly start growing it back, but you don't really notice until in April. I just looked at him and I was like, look at all that fluff you're growing back, and it's lovely. And there'll be a video here of how lovely and fluffy he is now again. He's still a little runt, he's still the smallest out of all the cats. He's a little pathetic, but at least he's happy enough to grow his fluff back, so good times. So there we go, that was the April things, stuff, and all that. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know down below some stuff that you did in April, or watched, or listened to, or achieved down below. If this is your first video by me and you enjoy it, and please check out some of the others, and if you continue to enjoy them, please subscribe, that'd be awesome. Anyway guys, I'll see you in a few days with another video. Bye. Look at you, wonderful boy.